And I'll also show you how to create this effect with the sections if you want to change the divider shape. We'll do that down here. Okay, I wanted to add another section. With another background image. And again, you can change the focus here. Again, I'm just doing this for demo. If you were really using this image, it would be best to download it and crop it in Photoshop or Canva or whatever editor you like using. I wanted this to go below and just add a sense of movement. In order to change the shape, you go down here and you click on divider. And there we have this sort of wavy effect, which works very nicely for the water. Obviously you can change this. They have so many options. It really depends, you know, what suits. And then even if you go for one of these quirkier, more playful ones, you can change the intensity of the intensity and the shape of the finish. So that can be a way to add a really playful element. And then if we add another effect here, I mean, I love doing this with water, the sky. I love, just to give a sense of moving water or moving clouds. Just to give people a sense that they're really there. Okay, and what else can I tell you about sections? There are many different, well, we'll move on to the actual ready-made sections that you can add, but if you want to do a collage effect, you can add a shape. So again, they will take the pre-made setting in your color palette, but you are able to change this. You can select a custom color. And say if we wanted to add an image, and sometimes you may even want to edit the image in Squarespace. In order to do that, you could click into it and click edit. Say if we just wanted to make it black and white, add a retro feel, and then if we wanted to crop it, I usually go for custom. Save. I mean, I would recommend preparing all of your images before you import them into Squarespace. If you read, there are some notes on this in the preparation planner, but it's so you can optimize them for the right, to be the correct size. Anyway, this is just if you wanted to create a sort of collage effect, a kind of organic feel, and then you could put a little text block here, something like discover our world. Okay, you can obviously adjust these to suit whatever it is you want to achieve here, but it's just a more interesting way of presenting text. You have to keep the viewer interested, nobody wants something too text heavy unless they really want to read an article. But when you're just trying to share a business, in this image saturated world that we live in, it's best to give, when people are sort of overstimulated with content and images coming at them from all sides all the time, it's best to give people bite-sized pieces of content all down the page. So we'll just save that, but I'm going to show you what happens when we go into the mobile viewer. It's not good usually. Usually there's a lot of tidying up to do, which means it's best then to not do what I did. Normally it's best to tidy the sections as you go. So normally if I'm doing a sort of tiled block effect, I will drag the image down about halfway in the mobile section. So you still have quite a blocky effect. It obviously can't be tiled the way it is in the desktop, but this is sort of the closest thing to it, and I usually try to make those sections equal. Okay. Now one thing you can change the width of the text block, but one thing you can't do, if you change the alignment in this block, that will happen also in the desktop version. So you don't really want to do that. You want to keep the alignment the same. This is what I mean by changing the alignment. But anyway, we're not going to do that. So I wouldn't advise, if you have a situation where you really wanted the mobile version to be center aligned, well then we would do a thing where we create a separate block for mobile only, a separate section, and then we put in some code to swap those sections. So if you're on a mobile, you'll only see the mobile section, and vice versa on desktop. But yeah, anyway, that's I think all you need to know on section styling for now. You can have a lot of fun with this. I also love playing with video, just bringing in elements of video. These can be stock video or even a video you take on your phone. You can edit it in, I usually use CapCut, just to add movement and texture to the pages. So yeah, anyway, we will move on.